Hello and a pleasant good evening to you all. My name is Sean Bennett, bringing you the first of two semifinals in the Wyoming State Volleyball 3A classification playoffs. Well, it has been a weekend so far for both of these teams. They both played in quarterfinal matches yesterday, and both teams won. Douglas prevailed in, I believe it was 3 sets against Powell, and Lyman handled Torrington in their first match, of this Wyoming State playoffs. The WHSSA lets us put this on, and if you are watching on MyLocalRadio.com, you will see our little note we have there. Due to WHSSA rules and restrictions, we will not be permitted to video stream this match. They sold away the rights to a company out of state, so unfortunately for us, we will not be able to broadcast this over video, but we do have a nice little audio stream going on, MyLocalRadio.com and KADQ 98.3. Also, lucky enough to have us on air if you're in the Evanston, Bridger Valley area, or even just traveling through Wyoming. Turn on your radio to 98.3 and you'll be able to listen to this while you're in your car. So we're about less than a minute away from first serve introductions about to be had here for the Lyman Eagles playing Douglas. And Douglas has brought a small portion, I guess you could say, I don't really know the correct word, but a small portion of students. Who says you cannot celebrate Halloween in November? Here it is, the second day of November, but the Powell student section they brought all dressed up in Halloween gear, costumes and all. They're sitting in the baseline, and they will be trying to make as much noise for their Douglas team as possible. So the match before this match had ended, I believe it was, I tried to look at the clock in here, I believe it was 3:20, 3:25 when the previous match had ended. They do not move up the schedule, so Lyman and Douglas have both been on the court, just kind of hanging around, hitting the ball across and stuff like that for the last about an hour. Just about an hour here. They have waited as Lyman came in late. Douglas watched the entirety of that Lander and Buffalo match before this match. So both teams have had their opportunity to get out on the court and get the feel of the court. We have had some slippages on the court today in previous 2 matches. There have been slips. So I had brought that up to Coach Brescia Hansen and Coach Angela Rhodes from Douglas. They both said that it's a different surface they play on, and it's just something that they'll have to deal with. Coach Brescia Hansen seemed a little bit more worried about it. She was like, yeah, I'm going to try to see if we can get some towels out here, wipe it down. There is a large wet spot on the Douglas side right now where Douglas will be receiving first, just because they were all on the court lying on their chests, and of course got the court all wet. So we are going to announce our starting lineups here for Lyman Eagles. Both teams will be wearing white today. Douglas has purple sleeves and Mountain View has white sleeves. And the starters for Lyman, number 30, Mandy Air. Number 6, Spring Yagi. Number 10, Kylie Walker was sick yesterday, seems to be in better health today. Talked to her before the match. Cassidy Nelson, also a starter for this team. Number 13, McKaylee Bradshaw is going to get the start. And McKinley Bradshaw will get the start. She was not announced, but actually they missed out McKinley and Olivia Smith, so just a little miscommunication there. McKinley Bradshaw looked over at her coach and was like, can I go? So they ran down the line, high-fived their teammates, and go on back to the huddle. So nice little laugh about that for those Lyman Eagles players. Thought Cassidy Nelson, one of the key proponents for this Lyman Eagle team. I asked her quite simply, are you nervous or is this something you're ready for? And she said, oh, I'm ready for it, trust me. So, court on 4A still has not completed their second match of the day. That's Evanston, and I believe that's Natrona they're playing against. They are going to a fifth set. Court 1A just started right in front of us, even though 3A has been waiting the longest. And Court 2A is all lined up. They will get the introductions after the Douglas introductions are finished. So we look to be all set here in Casper, Wyoming for the 3A West against the 3A East, the 3A State Playoff semifinals. Morgan Douglas pulls her team into a circle. They will huddle up, so will Douglas on the other side of the net. Last minute instructions among the teams as they get ready to play here. The referees walking up and down the court trying to just make sure there are no visible wet spots where it's easy to slip on. Hopefully we will not see anything like we saw in that Lander match. Lander played Buffalo and a girl had her feet go out from under her on an attack, so a scary scene there for a moment, but she seemed to be okay. All right, so Douglas and Lyman ready to go. Lyman gets the ball, and Kylie Walker will serve with a bandaged finger. She has been serving a lot recently, and she said it won't hamper her. It's just a little skin peeling off on her index finger, so she had to tape that up and make sure it was all good to go. So Kylie Walker, after being sick yesterday, they thought it was food poisoning, will serve. And she gets us underway here in the 3A West semifinals. Immediately attacked off of the serve. Douglas puts it away. Jocelyn Ego, the sophomore, gets the first point of the day for Douglas. After the serve received, just kind of set it right up at the net, and Ego wasted no time attacking that one. Serve over the net, McKinley Bradshaw, Kylie Walker on the outside. McKinley Bradshaw gets it back again. Received by Douglas, going to be tapped at, blocked in the middle. Olivia Smith, and McKinley Bradshaw just kind of had to swing her arms at it really quick because Olivia Smith just punched it right back to her. And unfortunately for Lyman, she sent it well out of play. So 2-0 here is the lead for Douglas on day number 2 of state volleyball action. Olivia Smith had to reach over her head to get that one, keep it alive. Bradshaw just tapped it over and swung, and it is out of play. The attack there from Hayden Rhodes. She will be the best player on the court for Douglas. I had talked to head coach Patricia Hansen of the Lyman Eagles, and she had said that they are going to focus heavily on Rhodes, the daughter of Coach Angela Rhodes, in this match today. That serve received taken by Rhodes, kind of sent into the net there, and once again Lyman jumps up. No need to touch it as it falls onto the Douglas side, and it's 2 apiece. It's going to be taken on the outside. Rhodes swinging forward and off of the block and out of play. That's going to be a kill for Hayden Rhodes, her second already in the first 3 points that Douglas has gotten here. Kylie Walker back sets to Olivia Smith. Olivia Smith makes the defender for Douglas dive. That was Lily Hayes diving effort there and all the way in the back line, but she was too far pressed backwards, and Olivia Smith had the correct angle on that. She'll actually get the ball and serve here. Tap to the back line. Olivia Smith on the outside. McKaylee Bradshaw throws it off the libero, and that is out of play off the libero. So Lyman gets the point there. Douglas receives the serve on the outside. Road attacks, tries to go up the sideline, and she missed by a couple of feet wide towards the 4A quarter joining us, and Lyman has a few points in a row here. They lead 5-3 in this one. Taken over the net, tapped up, and right over a double block of Olivia Smith and Cassidy Nelson. That's going to be a kill right there for Madison Tillard. And Tillard will check out for Douglas as in comes Andy Hunsiker. Cassidy Nelson receives Hunsiker's serve. Cassidy Nelson gets the set back, and that is blasted right through the arms of Aubrey Schuldes, the 5'6" senior, not able to handle that one. So Lyman 6-4, they have the ball, and McKaylee Bradshaw sends it out of play. Tried to, not sure if it was her intention, but Ball was right on that sideline near the Douglas bench, and it was just out by about a foot or so. So it is 6-5 here. Cassidy Nelson going to get set up. She attacks it. Able to be kept alive by Douglas. Douglas bumps it over. Free ball here coming for Kylie Walker. Going to set up Cassidy Nelson. Cassidy Nelson throws it off the block of number 38, Riley Seeds. And that's going to be a point for Lyman here as they lead this one 7-5. Cassidy Nelson back to serve. Waiting momentarily as the ball kind of squirted out on the court. Ball girl runs in, picks it up, and we're good to go. This way tapped over the double block there, and a smart play from Jocelyn Ego as a double block for Lyman right in the middle. She saw that, just tapped it right over the hands and plopped it right in front of that back line. McKinley Bradshaw, Kylie Walker on the outside. That's Spring Yagi, cannot finish the point. Blocked at the net by Bradshaw. Back on the Douglas side, looking to spike this one away. Ego cannot finish it. Two players come together. Spring Yagi and Kylie Walker come together. Yagi takes it away from Walker. Just sends a free ball onto the Douglas side, and it falls innocently to the ground. So a little bit of luck there as the setter was coming in to set up, looked like McKinley Bradshaw, but Spring Yagi said, no, I got this. And that's going to be another Lyman point as that attack was set wide and out of play. Spring Yagi serves, back right. Douglas sets up middle, and right off the arm of Cassidy Nelson, who is charging in behind her double blockers, and that one whizzes past her, and it is 9-7 here in set number one. Lyman 33-0. Douglas certainly no hardships on their own. I believe they're 24-9 if that was my correct estimation from the record. Just check that again, but no need to check the spot there as Olivia Smith sends it wide out of play on the right side. And Lyman receives the serve here. McKinley Bradshaw blocked at the net. A fierce block from Allison Fertig and right into the ground on the Lyman side. Douglas is 30-7, by the way. 30-7 is their record, so they got their 30th win of the year last night. And that one is blasted right by the defense. McKinley Bradshaw wasting no time getting herself into the action here, and the kill for Bradshaw leads it as 10-9. Serve taken by Douglas. Free ball is sent over onto the Lyman side. Bradshaw taps it right over a double block. It's happened to her a couple times where Bradshaw has been on a block and the defenders have just tapped it over her outstretched arms. So she said, hey, I'll show you how this feels. And she taps it right over a double block and gets a point for Lyman. So 11-9 here. The Eagles leading this one. Blocked at the net. Kylie Walker going to set it up wide. And that's Bradshaw swinging for it. And Bradshaw connects right in front of the kneeling Aubrey Scholdes, the senior libero for Douglas. And it's 12-9 as Kylie Walker steps into the back net to serve. Little jump serve from her. Set up in the middle. Douglas attacking on that sideline, and they connected. Allison Fertig, a 6'4" sophomore middle blocker. Yes, you heard that correctly. 6'4" sophomore middle blocker was able to, didn't even feel like she needed to jump, but she was able to put that one away. Blocked at the net again. Fertig is going to come up big for her team today. Bradshaw gets right behind Smith and taps it over the net. Smith comes down with it on the Lyman side, and they're going to say that Smith carried it as there was a double block with her and Michaela Bradshaw. Smith was able to get a block, but Olivia came down with the ball and actually kind of sat on her shoulder and tried to pick it off her shoulder and keep it alive, but not to be. Kylie Walker sends a free ball over, and that is another carry for Lyman. So 2 points in a row, and now 3 points in a row. It's 12 all here in the Douglas student section. Trying to cheer their team on here as Spring Yagi receives the serve. Kylie Nelson in the back line. Cassidy Nelson, excuse me. That's going to be attacked by Ego, and that is a kill. Actually, that was Hayden Rose. A back row attack from Hayden Rose. Put it right in that back corner And Lyman just let that one go, and that one just crept right in the corner. 13-12, Douglas with a lead here. McKaylee Bradshaw, Kylie Walker sends the free ball over. At the net, Fertig, a big 6'4", tries to put it away, cannot. Bradshaw will try to do the same, blocked by Fertig again. On the other side, Bradshaw taps it right over the 6'4", outstretched hands of Fertig. And that's going to be a Lyman point, and we are tied at 13 here. So expect this gym to be very loud as Kelly Walsh fans are streaming in. There are a lot of Douglas fans in the gym here, and Lyman has their own decent following, looking to make some noise. McKaylee Bradshaw making some noise off of that kill as she plants that one on the ground right in front of Coach Angela Rhodes for Douglas. Megan Hertz was the nearest to it but could not get to it. 14-13, Lyman leading. Fertig elevating. Fertig killing that one. And it is tied at 14, so a back and forth action we have so far. Yagi receives the serve, sends it over to Walker. Walker dumps it over the net. The back line was standing straight up, not ready for it, and that one hits the ground, and a point for Lyman. 15-14, the Eagles leading this one. And that one placed right where it needed to be for number 1, Hayden Rhodes, the captain for this Douglas Bearcats team. And I talked to Angela Rhodes about her daughter. She said her daughter was going to play some small D2 volleyball, continue her volleyball career in college next year. She was excited for that season to start as well. So, serve received by Cassie Nelson sends Kylie Walker all the way to the outside, tapped over by McKaylee Bradshaw, and ball still being sent around, but the ball was dead. So Lyman not taking anything for granted. They didn't want to finish the point twice, but it was on the ground there off of a Spring Yagi tap. 16-15 here. Set number 1, looking to get the advantage are both teams. Cassie Nelson sends it right over a double block, and that one a diving save by number 13, Andy Hunsiker. But Hunsiker sends it into the net. And that is 17-15, Lyman leading. On the outside, Olivia Smith comes in to take it. Kylie Walker dumps it over the net, and Kylie Walker is going to force Angela Rhodes to call a timeout on MyLocalRadio.com after the second or third time she has dumped the ball over the net successfully in this set. It is 18-15. Stay with us on MyLocalRadio.com in KADQ 98.3 on your radio stations.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
Back here on MyLocalRadio.com and KADQ 98.3. As both teams have broken their huddle, the Douglas student section starting up a chant here, and I believe that is McKaylee Bradshaw serving, gets it immediately back from Rhodes, keeps it alive. Cassidy Nelson kept alive by Lily Hayes. Rhodes sends a free ball over. Kylie Walker going to take the set, give it to Nelson, and Nelson throws it off of Schuldes, the libero. Still alive. McKaylee Bradshaw, Kylie Walker, jump set, tapped it right over the double block, and that ball is not going to get over the net there. Another diving effort from Andy Hunsiker. Keeps it alive momentarily, but that third ball could not get over the net. It is 19-15, the Eagles over the Bearcats in set number 1. Rhodes going to be set up middle. Diving save by McKaylee Bradshaw. Sends it over to Yagi. Yagi gets it over the net. Rhodes going to attack her from the left side. Kylie Walker going to set this up on the outside. Cassidy Nelson blocked right to Rhodes. She sets it up. She bumps it to her setter. Setter sets it up in the middle, and she sets up Camden Townsend newly into the match. 5'6" sophomore, and she couldn't get that one into the net. Olivia Smith jumping up and down because she sees Angela Rhodes calls a timeout. So a timeout here for the Bearcats, their final one of this set. And right now it is working for the Lyman Eagles and head coach Brescia Hansen, as she knows that her team is closing in here on a set 1 victory. It's 20-15 after a 5-0 run. 5-0 run here for the Lyman Eagles as they take this one and ready to serve. But actually they have to wait for Buffalo. The Bearcats on the other side. The ref comes in, gives them the ball. Looks like a healthy crowd of Lyman Eagle and Bearcats fans in this one. As back on the back line, McKaylee Bradshaw will serve. Once the Bearcats are on the court, she's dribbling the ball on the baseline right now. Her team leading this one 20-15. She does get the serve over now that the Bearcats are on the court. On the outside, Rhodes going to swing forward, and Rhodes missed, but there is a touch on the back line. The official on the lines judge. The lines judge called the tip on that one, and it is 20-16 there. Not sure if it was touched at the net or touched in the back line where Cassie Nelson let it go, but albeit it is 20-16. Nelson receives the serve, gets a bump back from McKinley Bradshaw. On the outside, and tapped there by Olivia Smith, goes right by her. Too powerful on that one, too strong. Goes through her hands and out of play, and it's 20-17. So the second and final timeout of this set for the Bearcats is paying off as Spring-Yagi diving in there to try to get the serve. Cannot. That's an ace for Douglas, and a 3-0 run gets Brescia Hansen to call a timeout. Brescia Hansen does not like to call her timeouts very often. She says it's almost in a must-only situation. If she feels that she has to call a timeout to save a set or that they are in a dangerous position, she will call one, but she does not call every single timeout of every single set. She says that she trusts her senior-laden team out on the court to be able to play to the fullest potential. So she says, I don't want to interrupt that as her team breaks the huddle. On the opposite court, next to us, Evanston won in 5 sets over in Natrona in a consolation game. Once again, that was only the second game of the day on that court, as I believe both matches on that court have gone 5. So Kelly Walsh and Thunder Basin warming up now. So the Lyman Eagles and the Bearcats of Douglas are back out on the court. Rhodes to serve. McKinley Bradshaw takes the serve. Kylie Walker bumps it kind of the wrong direction. Spring-Yagi just sends a free ball over. On the outside, attacked by Scholdes, and that is going to be a point as it winds up in the face of a diving Olivia Smith. She dove past that one and ball kind of went off her face instead of her outstretched arms. Short serve, able to be received by McKaylee Bradshaw. On the outside, Cassidy Nelson swings, and Cassidy Nelson misses. And it's 20-all here in a second and final timeout for head coach Brescia Hansen here. She will call her second and final timeout of this first set. After her team got a 5-0 run to go up 20-15, Douglas has answered back with a 5-0 run of their own. This match is all tied up at 20 here. First one to 5 points. Win by 2 will win this set. Will go a long way to determining our victor, as neither team wants to drop the first set of this match. Certainly Douglas against a 33-0 team, you know you have to play near perfect, if not perfect. And Lyman, they don't want to give this Douglas crowd, this Douglas student section and their players a feeling of, hey, they can play with us. and they belong on the court. They want to kind of run them out of the gym, run them off the court, and just say, hey, we're better than you, and we know that we're better than you. So we'll see how this turns out here in the final moments of set number 1. As back to serve is Rhodes. Rhodes, jump serve, floats it over the net. McKaylee Bradshaw, Kylie Walker just attacks it. Not often you see Kylie Walker attacking a ball at the net, but she was able to put that one over, kept alive by Douglas, and that one's into the net. Cassidy Nelson motioning to the official that she thought somebody touched on the Douglas side. The official at the net says, nope, it went straight into the net. So when she touched it again, it's a double hit, and it's 21-20 Douglas. Bradshaw over to Nelson. Nelson taps it over the double block, able to be kept alive right at the net. Sent to the back line. McKinley Bradshaw's there. Kylie Walker gives it to Nelson, and Nelson throws it off the block and right into the official's arms. Out of play. So 21 all here in set number 1. Our first of 2 semifinals in the 3A tournament today. Ball is kept alive on the serve. Rhodes attacks it from the back line. Bradshaw on the outside, swinging for it. McKinley Bradshaw. Olivia Smith on the outside. McKinley Bradshaw gets set up again. Blocked, but her cousin, McKaylee, right behind her, pushes it over the net. Free ball. On the outside, McKinley Bradshaw taps it over the block, and I think they would say Kylie Walker double hit that one on the set. She did, and it's 22-21. Douglas leading and serving in this match. Camden Townsend back to serve, and now it creeps over the net. It hits the tape at the top of the net, rolls over the net, and it's 23-21. Townsend back to serve, jump serve. This one gets clean over. Kylie Walker takes the set. She gives it on the outside. Spring Yagi cannot finish it. Jump ball at the net, and there's going to be a violation. And yes, it's going to be on Douglas. They went underneath the net there. It was the setter trying to keep the ball off the net, went underneath it, and that's a violation. 23-22, Douglas leading. Bradshaw in the back line, going to be set up to McKinley, and McKinley throws it off the outside arm of a Douglas player. That was Andy Hunsiker. Once again, could not corral it, and it is tied at 23 here in set number 1. Over the net, Spring Yagi on the serve. Hager in the middle. And Kylie Walker just kind of stuck out one hand and tried to keep it alive. Could not. The ball is coming too fast for her. And it's a set point for Douglas Bearcats here in this one. Douglas fan base all jumping up and down. Students trying to make a lot of noise. And this one gets over the net. McKinley Bradshaw over to Kylie Walker. And there was a ball on the court, so we're going to replay this point. I think there was a ball on the court. I didn't see one, but the official's whistle blew. This serve taken by Cassidy Nelson. Kylie Walker going to set up McKinley Bradshaw. McKinley Bradshaw throws it off the hands of Fertig. Kept alive at the net there, and coming down with it is Douglas. Kylie Walker went up on a jump ball situation with a Douglas defender. She was able to just power that thing over. Douglas brought it down. It is 24 all in set number 1. Kylie Walker on the serve, gets it over the net. Fertig in the middle. Kylie Walker comes in, takes the bump, but it goes out of play. And it's another set point, the second of this match for the Douglas Bearcats. The Bearcats here serving, floated over, McKaylee Bradshaw, Cassidy Nelson, and that one, yes, it is going to be a Lyman point. I had to wait and pause. I'm not sure which side the ball came down on, but on the outside, Cassidy Nelson slammed it off the double block, and it went on the Douglas side once again. It's 25 all. McKaylee Bradshaw takes a spike, sends it right back to the Douglas side. Rhodes going to attack it again. Rhodes goes cross court, pushes it right up the near sideline, and it is good, and it's 26-25. Schulte serving here. Set point number 3, and that one hits her own teammate in the head. Fertig takes the brunt of that one as she gets a clunker off the back of the head and never had a chance, and it's 26 all. Olivia Smith back to serve. Olivia Smith. Line drive serve, gets it over the net. On the outside, Rhodes elevating it. It's blocked at the net. McKaylee Bradshaw blocked it. Returned to sender, right back to Rhodes, and Rhodes could not corral it. 27-26, the first set point for the Lyman Eagles. Olivia Smith back to serve again, floats this one over. Schuldes at the net. Kylie Walker finishes it. Kylie Walker took the ball off the top of the net, placed it right on the court, and it's 28-26. After one set, the Lyman Eagles have won the first set of this match. We will play a best of 5, remember, here in Wyoming. So after a 28-26 first set, will Lyman keep the momentum and be able to take this advantage further, or do the Douglas Bearcats have more left in them like they did in that first set? Join us on KADQ 98.3 and MyLocalRadio.com after this commercial break.
Hello, this is Dr. McKay Frankham. As a dentist in Evanston for over 20 years now, my mission has always been to provide quality dental care for people of all ages at reasonable prices. I'm a detail-oriented person, and it's important to me to stay current on new dental procedures and protocols that can help my patients have the best experience and have the best results. Over the years, I've also worked to keep my overhead low so that I can pass those savings on to my patients. I believe everyone deserves quality dental care. Please call us today at 307-789-8910.
Dr. Dog, the other day I was at the dog park and ran into Keegan, the Irish setter from up the road. When we smelled hello, I was surprised because he smelled like delicious roasted duck. When I asked if he'd been hunting, he said nein, he had been to see you.
Yes, Mr. Hans German Shepherd, I'm recommending Canine Superfood Advanced from PetMinerals.com for all my canine patients. The powder mixes with your dog food to create a delicious duck-flavored gravy. Order your Superfood Advanced from PetMinerals.com today.
Some folks say that life can be measured in seasons. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet in Evanston, we have vehicles for every season. From new to experienced drivers, we understand that safety, affordability, and great mileage are always on the must-have list. So whether you're just starting out or it's time to expand your fleet, we've got every season covered. Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. Stop in today, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Back here in Casper, Wyoming, could not have had a tighter first set between these two semifinalists. Lyman fighting off 3 set points from the Bearcats of Douglas before, on their first set point of set number 1, Lyman finishes it off of the Olivia Smith serve. Schuldes took the serve, received it, sent it right on top of the net, one of those jump ball situations. Walker wasted no time getting up there and just immediately, I wouldn't say spiked it because it wasn't a full-out hit by her. She just kind of pushed it right back onto the Douglas side, right onto the far right corner from where I am positioned. And Douglas will go right to left on your dial. Starting here in set number 2, Lyman, also wearing white, will go left to right this set. And the first serve from Douglas to start this second set is out of bounds. Madison Tiller got too much underneath that one, and it went straight out of play. So McKinley Bradshaw will take the ball and serve for Lyman. Bradshaw on the back line after it was attacked from Douglas, and she just kind of put out one paw and could not corral it. And it is 1-1 here in set number 2. Jump serve there from Douglas. Kylie Walker in the middle. Cassidy Nelson taps it over, keeps it alive. Rhodes, back row attack. And there was a violation. I think they said a double hit there from Rhodes. And it is 2-1. So Lyman Olivia Smith, who finished off the first set serving, will serve again here in set number 2. This one on the outside, Fertig. Kylie Walker going to set up McKaylee Bradshaw. McKaylee Bradshaw trying to attack that back line. Lily Hayes of Douglas was there. And a free ball coming in for Lyman. On the outside, McKaylee sets up Cassidy. Not able to finish that one. Rhodes going to attack this from the front row. Tries to put it up the sideline, and it's out of play. So after a great ending for the first set for Lyman, they've come out here with a 3-1 advantage. Scholdes takes the serve. Back set for Tig, right over the outstretched hands of Olivia Smith. Reactions were just a little bit late there as Olivia Smith was creeping in right behind a double block, anticipating maybe a block and then just the ball to fall over like it has, or a tap over, but the ball went right over her head in play. Kylie Walker back sets McKaylee Bradshaw, and the touch there gives it back to Lyman. I think the ball was in regardless. I think that ball did clip the back line, but it was touched irregardless. So it is 4-2. Lyman leading and serving in this match. McKaylee Bradshaw at the net, slapped and killed there. That was Rhodes once again. Hayden Rhodes going to play some college volleyball next year, and she's shown why. 5'2", but she does a lot with that 5'2". That was a direct quote from head coach Angela Rhodes, her mother, and she said she plays with a lot of heart. And sometimes that's all that matters, is if a girl goes out there and plays with a lot of heart. That's all you can ask for on any given day, is that your players just try their best and play with everything they've got. Maybe a little bit more needed there as that ball goes into the net, so everything that Douglas had on that one wasn't enough. And Lyman will get it back after the service error. 5-3, the lead. Cassie Nelson serves it and attacked at the net. Just able to be kept alive by Rhodes and slapped over the net there by Camden Townsend. And McKaylee Bradshaw said, okay, I'll just take that. And she just scooped it right off the net, placed it on that sideline for another kill. Cassidy Nelson back to serve. Scholdes dives to take the serve. Sets up Rhodes, and it is out of bounds. Angela Rhodes not happy with that lines judge there. She turned and offered a mean glare after that one. I think she thought that ball was in from Rhodes, but it was not. It was out right in front of that Lyman bench, and that one off the serve. Scholdes receives, sends it too close to the net again, and McKinley Bradshaw picks it off the net, slams it back down, and it's 8-3. Lyman leading this second set. Cassie Nelson serving it once again. On the outside, Rhodes going to get this set, and she goes cross court up that far right sideline, places it in bounds, and it is 8-4, and Rhodes will go back to serve. Jump serve from Rhodes just squeaks over the net, and Cassidy Nelson had to dive for it, couldn't get there in time, and it's 8-5. Rhodes back to serve once again. This one a hard line drive to the back line. McKinley Bradshaw set up from Kylie Walker, and McKinley Bradshaw puts it away. Kill there from McKinley Bradshaw. Just tallying them up here in this match so far. In the middle, on the outside, kept alive. Bradshaw going to get set again, and Bradshaw pounds it into the net. And it is 9-6. Townsend checks back in to serve. Rhodes also in the back line for Douglas. And this one is taken by Spring Yagi. I think her teammates were saying, let it go. At the last second, she either couldn't get her arms out of the way or thought that she could handle it. Unfortunately for her, she could not. The ball goes off of her arms and into that student section behind the Lyman sideline right now, or end line. Kylie Walker takes this, gives it over to McKinley Bradshaw. On the Douglas side, third ball needing to be put over. It is on a bump, a free ball. Walker going to set this free ball up to McKinley Bradshaw. McKinley Bradshaw goes right over the block of Fertig, slams it up on the sideline. That's another kill for McKinley Bradshaw. She does not care if you are 6'4" or 5'2". She's going to try to go through you and try to go over you a lot. and she is overpowered for a take on that one. Rhodes back row attack, just rolls it over. Kylie Walker going to back set McKaylee Bradshaw, and McKaylee Bradshaw gets the kill as the Douglas player on that one could not get to it in time. That was Riley Seeds, the junior, who was not able to handle that one. And it is 11-7 as they introduce Kelly Walsh in Thunder Basin on court 4A. So if you hear the announcements going on, that is what that is. Every other court has started their third match of the day and are in their second set. That match has not started their first set yet. Douglas back to serve. Gets it over. Kylie Walker on the outside. McKinley Bradshaw. And McKinley Bradshaw puts a dent in the court right in front of a diving Aubrey Scholdes. Scholdes could not handle that one. Could not get to it fast enough. And it's 12-8. Scholdes will receive the serve of McKinley Bradshaw. Rhodes going to bump it over. Free ball. McKinley Bradshaw. Kylie Walker on the outside. McKinley Bradshaw could not finish it. Tapped over the net. Cassidy Nelson dives in, but that one right in front of the back line and right over that double block. So it's happened quite often here in this match so far, even through a set and a half, where Lyman has failed to get up quick enough in their back line after a double block does not block the ball. Rhodes will do the same exact thing, go right over the double block. This time, Spring Yagi in the back line was ready. On the outside, Rhodes back row attack again, and Rhodes sends it right over the shoulder of Cassidy Nelson on the far right side of the court in play on the sideline. So it's 12-10. 12-10 in this one. Cassidy Nelson, Kylie Walker going to get it back to Nelson. Nelson throws it off the arms of Rhodes. Rhodes going to attack it now, and Rhodes sends it well out of play. And it is 13-10 now. So 13-10 in this one. Lyman leading with a one-set advantage. Scholdes takes the Lyman serve. Rhodes pushes it to the back corner. Another free ball. Kylie Walker going to set up McKaylee Bradshaw, and that is just a critical mistake there. Angela Rhodes sees it. She's going to call a timeout. I'll tell you exactly what that mistake is and how Douglas needs to solve their problems if they want to win this second set. Live on MyLocalRadio.com and KADQ 98.3. Stay tuned.
Bring your vehicle for service at Rocky Mountain Yeti and feel the difference. It's easy. Visit with one of the friendly service riders and then relax and enjoy hot waffles and ice cream. While you relax Yeti style, your vehicle will be worked on by our experienced mechanics. From regular maintenance to major repairs, we do it all. Have your service work done at Rocky Mountain Yeti in Evanston and feel the difference. Get Yeti'd today.
Ooh, yeah.
100 Wasatch Road in Evanston.
Back here on KADQ 98.3 on the radio station out of Evanston and MyLocalRadio.com. Once again, my name is Sean Bennett. Thank you for tuning in to some 3A volleyball action. Due to WHSSA restrictions, this match is audio only, so if you're watching online, or listening online, I should say, thank you for tuning in, as well as if you're in your car or you just have a radio laying around the house and are listening the old-fashioned way. We really do appreciate that. 14-10, Mountain View waiting on deck. They will play next as Lyman serves. Tapped over at the net, and there's a stop of play. There was a ball in the court. Olivia Smith had to pick up the ball and just kind of toss it back towards that 4A court. No one saw it until that point, and then eventually a ref stopped play and blew her whistle. So luckily for the Lyman there, nobody was the worse for wear as Smith serves it again, gets it over the net. Douglas on the outside, and Douglas spikes it and right over the hands of Spring Yagi, and that's going to be a point for Lyman as the ball did go out of play. I thought it was in, but it was not. 15-10, Lyman leading, and Rhodes swinging, and it is out of play. Little frustration play there from Rhodes. She tried to hit that back corner. Ball went about 110 miles an hour down the line, but it was too long and out of play. On the outside, Rhodes rolls this one over the net. Still live. Cassidy Nelson sends it over to Rhodes. Rhodes has to jump to receive it. Rhodes going to attack it again. Goes to the back line to Olivia Smith. On the outside, Kylie Walker sends it over the net. Blocked at the net there. McKaylee Bradshaw. McKaylee Bradshaw blocked the Douglas attacker. I believe that was Rhodes once again. And it is another Lyman point. 17-10. The lead here. On the outside, Rhodes kept alive. Kylie Walker going to set it up wide to Cassidy Nelson, and Cassidy Nelson puts it away. And another timeout for head coach Angela Rhodes as her team trails 18-10. I did tease it before the last timeout break. I would explain what is going wrong here for Douglas. And in my estimation, my volleyball playing days and both my parents being coaches, I can tell you that it is just a lot of silly mistakes from Douglas right now that is just absolutely killing them on the court. It's either miscommunication from the team on which player is getting the ball, leading to two players colliding, and they haven't been able to keep some of those alive, but you obviously do not want two players colliding at any point on your court. That just shows a lack of communication. In the biggest point, from what I have seen in this match, even as a neutral observer right now, the amount of free balls that Douglas has just lofted over the net onto the Lyman side has to be concerning for Angela Rhodes. Lyman is 33-0 for a reason. They attack everything, including every free ball possible. And if you're just going to give them, 20 free balls in a set, there's a good chance they're going to finish off 95 to 100% of those balls, and so far they have. That's an ace right there, as that ball is straight through the court, and back-to-back aces. Olivia Smith, a serving expert in this match, has turned out. As Olivia Smith, back-to-back aces between Schultes and Rhodes in the back row. Once again, that miscommunication. The first one, both players thought the other was going to get it. And the second one, both players let it go, and it hit the back line. The serve from Smith gets over to the net. Schultes at the net. Fertig, jump ball, and Fertig pushes it onto the Lyman side, so that's going to be a Douglas point. 20-11 here. Serve from Douglas, gets it over. McKaylee Bradshaw attacks it, and McKaylee Bradshaw sees it get returned for a bit, but it goes all the way into the back netting. They're trying to get it over, and it goes out of play. So another point here for Lyman, 21-11. Nearly through two sets in this one. Rhodes has to back up to receive the serve. Springyagi taps it right over. There's a huge hole in that Douglas defense, as the right side blocker did not rotate into the spot where the middle blocker was, because the middle blocker went to the left side to try to block. So that one was a pretty easy play there for Lyman, just to tap it right to the middle of the court, right over the net, and an easy point there. Lyman fans off of their feet there. They thought it was a carry violation on Douglas. Looked to be the case, not a call there, and Douglas puts it away for a kill. So it's 22-12. Lots of Lyman fans here. Eagle fans have to be celebrating, as that one is out of play again. A service error from Douglas. The Bearcats not finding any luck in this one. In this second set, it is 23-12. Lyman with the advantage. Cassidy Nelson back to serve. Diving save by Rhodes. Keeps it alive momentarily. Free ball for Lyman. Olivia Smith going to set this one up, and the ball goes on to the... There was a ball on the court. They did not stop the play, though, and McKinley Bradshaw puts it away. Angela Rhodes, I don't think she was happy about that. A ball from the 4A court came on her side of the net. Did not affect the play, but they have stopped the play in similar situations. And that one, a serve from Cassie Nelson, serves it right over the net into the shoulder of Riley Seeds, and that's going to be a double hit, and that's how the second set ends. 25-12 in set number 2. The Lyman Eagles are one set away from a final appearance Lyman trying to get their first state title in 27 years. Will it happen in 2018? Stay tuned on MyLocalRadio.com for this semifinal action as the Eagles lead 2-0 on KADQ and MyLocalRadio.com.
We know that when you think of Plains Tire in Evanston, you always think
the Tire Professionals.
Quality customer service. They're friendly with great prices.
I really like Plains Tire in Evanston.
But did you also know that the team at Plains Tire offers oil changes, windshield wiper checks, and free alignment checks? That's right, free alignment checks. We don't want you to quit thinking all those great things when you hear Plains Tire. We just want you to add to the list. Plains Tire, the tire professionals. Stop in today, 157 Bear River Drive.
If you can't give your dentist a 5-star rating, then you ought to consider making your next dental appointment with Dr. McKay Frankham. One patient said, "The best experience I've ever had at a dentist." Other customer comments include 5 stars plus. And not only is Dr. Frankham the best dentist I've ever been to, but I can actually afford to have dental work done by Dr. Frankham. Make your next dental visit a 5-star experience. Call for an appointment today at 307-789-8910.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
Back here in Casper, Wyoming, for the first of 2 semifinals from the 3A classification today. Mountain View and Rollins waiting on deck as both schools are in the gym, suited up. I see some Rollins players headed back into the tunnel, maybe to warm up, get their muscles loose, as that match will start at 6:30 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. Let me just make sure they had the time correct. That match will start at 6 p.m., excuse me. That match will start at 6 p.m. once again, also on KADQ and MyLocalRadio.com. I'm going to switch over the stream after this match after a short break, depending on what time it is. It is 5:12 here in Casper, so we'll go live right about 5 minutes before the match begins. So it turns out there's only going to be about a 15-minute warm-up. We're going to switch the stream and get right back to it. But if there's a longer warm-up for the Mountain View match, we will wait to start the stream. So as it stands right now, Kylie Walker back to serve for Lyman, looking to finish this match off. Kylie Nelson has to dive backwards, just stick out her arm and keep it alive. Free ball from Kylie Walker. On the outside, attacked. Was it touched? It was no touch at the net. And it goes out of play. It goes off of the net and out of play up the far sideline. And Lyman has the first point of set number 3. Serve received. Furtake pushes it over. Free ball given right back by Spring Yagi. And Yagi sees that one. A little miscommunication. I don't think Douglas was expecting the ball back so quickly, because usually on those free balls, Lyman almost always sets it up and looks for a kill. That time they just sent it right back. That serve from Kylie Walker, not able to be handled by Schulte. She sends it on a line drive into the net. And it is 3-0 here in set number 3. Kylie Walker serves. Schulte's on her knees to receive. Furtake blocked at the net there by Olivia Smith. And Olivia Smith cheers because Douglas is not able to get over the net. Once again, a miscommunication there. Player was set up the ball there, and it did not work out in her favor as the ball hit the ground. 4-0. Lyman leading here in set number 3, looking really good after a slow start in set number 1. They overcame. And McKaylee Bradshaw bumps into the officials' stand, the up officials' chair, and looks like she's okay. Looks like she took a pretty hard hit on her hip as she ran into it. It is padded, but still. And it is Douglas' first point of set number 3. McKinley Bradshaw set up, just pokes at it, not able to finish it. Rhodes pokes at it. Bradshaw is there, though, and Bradshaw will slam this one home. Not very often she's going to poke at that one, just kind of stab at the ball and put it over the net. Certainly not 2 times in a row. She swung that second time and was able to put it away rather easily, and it's 5-1. In the middle, Fertig taps it over Olivia Smith and McKaylee Bradshaw. Cassidy Nelson's going to be set up wide. Rhodes sticks out her arms and gets it. Rhodes will send a bump free ball back to Lyman. On the outside, McKaylee Bradshaw, and McKaylee Bradshaw gets a kill there. Townsend tried to be there, but could not get there in time, or could not get her body set, rather. She was there in time, but ball went wayward off of her arms and out of play. And it is 6-1 here in set number 3. And Angela Rhodes will call a timeout. So we're going to stick it right here. We're going to stick right here in Casper. And as I was saying earlier, I did talk to Brescia Hansen before the match. She said that she would rely heavily on stopping Angela Rhodes' daughter, Hayden Rhodes. And so far they have done a fantastic job of that. But as of right now, the biggest, I guess you could say, factor for Douglas right now has been Allison Fertig, a 6'4" sophomore who has been kind of moving all around the court and been able to just stick up those long arms, those long hands of hers, and get the point there. So 6-1 here in set number 3 as Lyman will get the ball back to serve once again. And it is McKinley Bradshaw to serve. She gets it right off the face of Schultes. It's going to be a double hit anyway, as it hit Schultes' face, and then she had her arms underneath to try to stick it out, but could not. And it is 7-1 here. McKinley Bradshaw back to serve, keeps it alive on the outside. Rhodes attacks. Bradshaw on the back line receives. Kylie Walker going to set it up. McKaylee Bradshaw, and she throws it off the block of Fertig, and it goes well out of play on the baseline towards that student section of Douglas, and it's 8-1. So McKinley Bradshaw looks over at the official, waits for the signal. She can serve. She does. Get it over the net. On the outside, Fertig, diving effort there by McKinley Bradshaw. Not quick enough to get to it, and it is 8-2. Just give you a refresher on the players on the court for the Lyman Eagles right now. You have McKaylee Bradshaw, McKinley Bradshaw, Spring Yagi, Kylie Walker, Cassidy Nelson, and Olivia Smith. The 6 on the court for the Eagles right now. Dumped over from Kylie Walker after that serve. Not able to be finished. Rhodes will attack. Spring Yagi is there. Yagi sends it over back to Rhodes. Rhodes going to be set up. All 6 players converge for Lyman after she taps it over the block there. Cannot finish it. Rhodes, a 4th time in this point, cannot get it. And Spring Yagi, that one goes into the net. Spring Yagi was there, but a little bit too powerful in the return on the bump, the dig. And the ball went into the net and fell to the floor. 8-3, the lead here for Lyman in set number 3. On the outside, Rhodes going to run up, roll it off the hands of McKaylee Bradshaw, and McKaylee Bradshaw uses that to her advantage, as McKaylee Bradshaw was the only blocker there, and I think Rhodes saw that and just kind of said, all right, I'll throw right off the side of your hand and put it out of play. That's what she did. That serve goes into the net. That is not the formula on how to beat the Lyman Eagles at 33-0. It's a lot of service errors. It's 9-4 here. Blocked at the net and sent back onto the other side, and that's Spring Yagi, who just kind of tapped it right over the net on the near side. And that's another Lyman Eagle point. 10-4 the lead here for the Lyman Eagles. Looking good so far. This one's going to be set up in the middle on the outside. Rhodes attacks it, and Rhodes sees it go off the fingertips of, I believe, Cassidy Nelson in the back left corner. And it goes into the side netting and out of play. So it's 10-5 here in set number 3. Lyman, if they win this set, will win the match. If Douglas wins, we'll play at least one more set. Walker takes this set, gives it over to Spring Yagi at the net. Rhodes jumps up, elevates, and it's out of play. McKinley Bradshaw did the matrix to get out of that one. As the ball was coming right for her head, she just kind of ducked out of the way really fast, and the ball didn't go out of play. 11-5 the lead here. Lyman enjoying the advantage in this match. Rhodes attacks it up the near sideline right in front of head coach Brescia Hansen. She jumps out of the way, and it's out of play. 12-5. As Coach Hansen's youngest daughter, not the daughter that plays for the Eagles, is holding up, I guess, what it is, a mascot. It's a stuffed eagle up on the bench. A little cheering symbol for them. Kylie Walker going to attack this one. Gets it over the net. On the outside, Angela Rhodes swinging for it. Keeps it alive. Cassidy Nelson going to set it up and just pushed over the net there from Spring Yagi. On the outside, Rhodes rolls it over and did a pancake. Yes, McKaylee Bradshaw pancaked it. Olivia Smith came all the way from the right side to the left side of the court to bump it over the net, and Rhodes is going to try to finish it off here. She cannot. Goes back onto the Douglas side. In the middle, it's set up for Douglas. Olivia Smith and McKinley Bradshaw come together. I think Smith hit that one. I'm not sure which player actually hit it over the net. Rhodes, attempt number 5 in this point, and she sends this one out of play. So Rhodes' 5th time is not a charm there, as she does finish the point, but unfortunately for her, it's in the wrong way where she intended it, and it's 13-5. Rhodes taps it over the net, diving after it there from Olivia Smith, Olivia Smith diving in, could not get her hand underneath it. On the last play, not this last point, but the point before that, McKinley Bradshaw was able to get a spike after McKaylee Bradshaw, her cousin, pancaked the ball and kept it alive. Talking about getting a kill there, Cassidy Nelson right off of a double block and back onto the Douglas side, and it's 14-6. Back to serve, Cassidy Nelson gets it over the net, and Douglas looked like they were a little bit unsure of who was going to take that serve. At the last moment, the Douglas player came in on that one. That was Andy Hunsiker, and Hunsiker sent it into the net on a line drive. 15-6, Cassidy Nelson serves it again. At the net, Hunsiker just has to tap it over. That serve received, not working out for Angela Rhodes and her team, and she will call a timeout on MyLocalRadio.com and KADQ 98.3. Join us after this timeout break.
If you can't give your dentist a
Poor mobility affects every aspect of your life. When you suffer from an injury that decreases your mobility, or maybe you're just noticing that you're having a harder time balancing and your flexibility isn't what it used to be, call Randy Christofferson at Achieve Sports Medicine. Randy will work with you to improve your overall health by reducing pain and improving mobility. Schedule your appointment today by calling 307-747-4627. Achieve Sports Medicine in Lyman. No excuses, just results.
Back here on MyLocalRadio.com and KADQ 98.3 on your radio dials. It is the Lyman Eagles enjoying a hefty 16-6 advantage right now in set number 3, looking to finish this one out. And that will help as Cassidy Nelson gets an ace. Nelson throws it right off the hands of Rhodes in the back row, the back left. Could not corral the serve, and it is 17-6. The Douglas student section trying to initiate the wave. Not really going that well for them. Cassie Nelson takes this one. Diving into the back net is Olivia Smith. She's all tangled up, and she is down. Olivia Smith is down into that back netting. And we will have to see if Olivia Smith is okay. All 5 of her teammates are over at the net. This is a scary scene. There is a net that hangs from the ceiling to get in between the 1A and 2A courts and the 3A and 4A courts, which are adjoining right next to each other. And a large cheer from the Lyman section as Olivia Smith is able to get up and walk off the floor under her own power. She's laughing about it. She might have just been really tangled up into that net. It does kind of droop at the bottom, so it is kind of like a cargo net where there are holes in it, so I think she was just all tangled up, but it is all good there. Good effort from Olivia Smith, and she seems to be okay. Fertig in the middle, she's okay too, especially as a volleyball player. 6'4", does a lot of good as a volleyball player. That height will always be an advantage, and she's kind of hits that one straight down. She doesn't even need to jump really to get over the net, and it is 18-8 as Lyman spikes it off the outside hands of Hunsiker, and they get the point back. Spring Yagi to serve here with her team leading 18-8 in set number 3, a 2-set advantage. On the outside, swinging for it, kept alive. Kylie Walker at the net. Gonna set this one up to McKinley Bradshaw, and McKinley Bradshaw goes right through the hands of Fertig. There's nothing she can do about that one. And that is another point for the Lyman Eagles. 19-8 in this one. Kept alive, going to be set up wide. Fertig going for it, and that ball is sent all the way into the 1A court as that is out of play. So a point there, and into the match for the first time checks our libero for Lyman, the libero Mandier, one of the taller liberos you'll see around. On the outside, McKinley Bradshaw going to get set up from Olivia Smith. Olivia Smith grinning ear to ear after she sees McKinley Bradshaw dispose of that one. And Mandier was in for a point. She will check out as they get the point back, and Kylie Walker in to serve. 20-9 advantage. Kylie Walker serves, gets it up over the net, and blocked at the net. McKinley Bradshaw. She's actually going to give the celebration to Olivia Smith there. I think Olivia Smith was the one who came in with the double block and got the block. So it is 21-9. Lyman looking good. Douglas gets a serve, keeps it alive, and Spring Yagi could not handle that high heater as it goes off of her arms and out of play. 21-10. The Lyman Eagles 4 points away from a state finals appearance. Blocked at the net there, but no need for Douglas as that one goes straight out of play. McKinley Bradshaw once again wreaking havoc, and she will now take the ball to serve. Ball girl was reluctant to give Bradshaw the ball. Was kind of not paying attention, but the official blew her whistle, got the ball, and a Bradshaw ace. Bradshaw's Glass Towing and Fitness sponsors all of our aces for this 2018 volleyball season, and McKinley Bradshaw helping out the family business, getting an ace there. Mandier back into the match, takes this dig on the outside. Cassidy Nelson goes it off of Scholde's outstretched hands, and the swing there goes out of play. Rhodes tried to go for that sideline right in front of the Lyman bench, could not find it. And it is a set and match point for a finals appearance for the Lyman Eagles as their fans rise to their feet. At the net, not ready to go home yet, is Fertig as she slams the door on that one. But Lyman, with a 24-11 advantage, will still have up to 13 more set points if they need them. Scholde's back to serve here, set and match point for the Lyman Eagles. This ball creeps over the net. Kylie Nelson, Kylie Walker, back to Cassidy Nelson. Cassidy Nelson cannot finish the point. On the outside, Rose going to swing for it, right off the outstretched hands of Spring Yagi. And Spring Yagi could not handle that one, and it is 24-12. So the Douglas student section trying to get their team into it. They don't want to go home today. They will be back tomorrow. Win or lose, they do play tomorrow. And Cassidy Nelson's trying to play for a state title tomorrow. She slams that off a block, kept alive though. On the outside, McKaylee Bradshaw, and that's how it's going to finish. McKaylee Bradshaw gets a kill, and this match is over. 28, 26, 25, 19, 25-12. A 3-set victory for the Lyman Eagles, and they are headed to the state championship, the state final, tomorrow against the winner of this next Rollins and Mountain View match. Following this one in about a half an hour. Thank you once again for tuning in on MyLocalRadio.com or KADQ 98.3 on your radio dial. We really do appreciate it, and we wish that you would stick around and resume our coverage when we resume our coverage in half an hour for the 6 p.m. semifinal between Mountain View and number 1 seed out of the East, Rawlins. Will it be 2 number 1s battling in the state final tomorrow, or will it be a Bridger Valley championship for the 6th time in 2018? Join us on My Local Radio and KADQ when we start up that stream. I'm going to start that stream in about 20-25 minutes, so if you're on the radio, listen to some music, listen to some nice tunes on KADQ, and then we will resume the coverage right before the 6 p.m. semifinal kicks off. I'm going to go down, talk to some players, talk to the head coaches of this match before I talk to head coach Brescia Hansen and learn what she has to say after the second win here in Casper for her team. An undefeated route would mean that her team is state champions. They have one more match to go. That will be tomorrow at 4 p.m. Thank you for tuning in on MyLocalRadio.com and KADQ 98.3. I'm Sean Bennett, signing off for now.